Hey, this is Randy with Project Management Made Simple. Today I want to talk about the difference between managing versus leading. This is such an important concept to understand, especially in this day and age when I think most teams are going to more of a servant leader approach and more of leading and not managing. Number one, I would say is leaders, and again, not managers, leaders. We need to inspire our people, and that's one of the skill sets I think we need to have as PMs. Not just instruct, but inspire. Now, how do we do that? Or we recognize accomplishments, we give them room, we give them grace, we coach them, we do things that would encourage them, and so look for opportunities to how to encourage, how to inspire your team, because I think that's something a good leader does. Again, one of the great ways is just looking for things they do well and making sure that we acknowledge that. And I always say that, when I correct, I always do it in private, but when I praise, I always do that in public. So when you see those opportunities to inspire, to praise, to recognize a team member, I would do that in public. Make sure the team sees that. Another one is building trust and accountability. If we're going to be leaders, people need to know that they can trust us, and also that we're accountable. In other words, when we say we're going to do something, we do it. So as project managers, as managers, as leaders, we need to make sure that we're accountable for what we do. Again, if we say we're going to do something, we should do it. And also build trust. And trust is such a valuable thing. Listen, when we have trust between us and our teams, they're going to work with us. And we're going to be more productive. We're going to be more effective. And that's just the truth. If we have trust, the team health is going to be better, that we're going to thrive in what we do, and we're going to have a better product at the end. So another thing we can do as leaders is to try to resolve conflict early. Now, I know a lot of people don't like conflict, and some people they're really very conflict adverse. But as PMs and as manager leaders, we need to be able to and willing to deal with conflict, and preferably early before it becomes unbearable or before it becomes a situation we can't resolve. So again, when we see conflict, I think as leaders, we need to try to resolve that early. Now, again, I've already talked about this, but I want to kind of reflect a little bit more on this concept of recognizing achievements. This is such an important, because as people, we want to be praised. As people, we want to know that we're doing a good job. As people, we want to know that we're meeting expectations. And as PMs, we're in a position of leadership, and we need to make sure that we're, again, taking that time, taking the opportunity, looking actively for things that we can point out and say, hey, you've done a great job here. So I would encourage everybody to look for those opportunities, to recognize achievements, to recognize those great contributions the team members are making. And again, do that in public. Do that in a way that that everybody sees and hears the great things our team members are doing. So these are just a few of the ways I believe we should be leading versus managing. Again, managing is micromanagement or very autocratic, making all the decisions. We shouldn't be doing that. We should be looking for, and I guess that's another thing as leaders, instead of making all the decisions, instead of just dictating to the team, let's pull the team together and ask, hey, what would you do in this situation? How would you handle this situation? Or what ideas or concepts do you have? So seeing because even though we're the PMs and even though we may be the quote leaders, it doesn't mean we're the smartest person in the room. And sometimes there's someone smarter, sometimes there's people that's going to have a better idea. So when we pull people together and we seek their advice, when we ask and solicit for their recommendations, they're going to see that leadership quality I believe that we should be showing. So again, I want to just kind of review each one of these. So number one, we need to inspire, and we need to look for opportunities and how we can inspire and coach our teams from that perspective. We need to build trust, and we need to build accountability. And trust and accountability, we do that by, in many ways the same way. And we build trust by showing that when we say that we're going to do something, we do it. And again, that's part of accountability. We try to resolve conflict early. That's a big one. And again, I know many people don't like conflict, but as PMs, we need to make sure we're resolving conflict. And again, the last thing here we talked about is just recognizing those achievements by the team. So I hope this has been a benefit to you. I hope there's been some value in this video. I would ask if you would to like this video. I would really appreciate that. Like the video, and also subscribe to this channel if you would. That'd mean a lot. And I really appreciate you watching, and have a great day. Thank you.